I'm so tired of you. Sweet, I'm so tired of you treating me this way. I'm sick and then sweet, I'm so tired of you. Sweet, I'm so tired.
Hey road tripper, welcome to Gas It Up, the leadership road trip for you. My name is Candace Miles, but I go by Coach C, and I'm your GPS, your navigator, your right hand man, whatever you want to call me for this ride. This channel is just for you, sis. Yes, you, the one who just stepped into leadership and don't know what they're doing. You trying to figure it out? Well, here we are going to fuel you up, help you avoid potholes as much as you can, but most importantly, help you confidently hop into the driver's seat of your career. Because here we believe when there's no gap, there are no limits. It is just leadership our way. All right? I can't remember the song, but you know, let's ride. All right, so what I'm gonna do is help you use ChatGPT to determine exactly what's your leadership style, because a lot of times people try to tell us exactly what it is, but let's just be real. They want to tell us who we think we are. So anyways, you're going to get into ChatGPT, and what you're going to do is you're going to use voice mode. Once you're in voice mode, you're just going to ask it a prompt and just chat to your chat just like you're having a friendly conversation with your girlfriend on the road. All right, here we go. Hey, good morning, 8. I need your help. I really need your help. I'm trying to identify what my natural leadership style is, where I don't force myself into somebody else's mode. I have so many people sitting here saying that my style is this, my style is that, but I just feel like it's not me. So if you can help me out by asking me maybe a series of 5 questions, personal and professional, to help me determine exactly how I lead naturally. Can you help me out doing that?
Absolutely, I've got you covered. Let's just keep it nice and simple. No road trip analogies needed here. I'll just throw a handful of questions your way, and we'll figure out what feels like your own lane. So here we go, just like a friend chatting it out. When you're working with a team, do you naturally find yourself listening more first or jumping in to guide the conversation? Think about a time you had to make a tough decision. Did you rely more on gut instinct, input from others, or careful analysis of facts? In your personal life, when friends come to you for advice, do you tend to encourage them to explore options themselves, or do you prefer to offer a clear suggestion or solution? What kind of feedback have you received in the past that felt the most you? Was it about being supportive, being decisive, being creative, or something else? Finally, if you imagine your ideal leadership scenario, like your dream road trip if we're putting it that way, what does it look like? Are you navigating with the map, letting others take turns at the wheel?
Whoa. Hold on, 8. Can you ask me one question at a time? I didn't realize you were just asking me all the questions at once. Can you ask me one question at a time so I can answer it, and then we go from there?
Absolutely. We can slow it down and take it one step at a time. No rush at all. So let's start with just the first question then. When you're working with a team, do you naturally find yourself listening more first, or do you usually jump in and guide the conversation right away?
So I naturally find myself listening first. I'm a huge observer. I like to listen first to get all the facts, although my mind is still going, before I provide any type of solution.
Perfect. That makes total sense. All right, so I've got that piece. Now let's just flow into the next one. Think back to a time you had to make a tough decision. Would you say you lean more on your gut instinct, input from others, or just kind of analyzing all the facts carefully? Let's take it one at a time, and we'll keep it easy going.
So when I have to make a tough decision, what I normally do is I will analyze what the facts are and then go with my gut instinct on what I feel is the best. And then I would say probably the third one out of that order is to ask for input from others, just to see if there's any type of gaps or anything that I'm missing. But for the most part, I like to look at the facts, see exactly what it is. Then normally my gut instincts help me guide with that.
Got it. That's a great combo. So it sounds like you really like to get the lay of the land first, and then your gut instinct kicks in after you've seen the facts, and then you kind of check in with others if you need to. All right, let's keep it rolling to the next one then. When friends come to you for advice in your personal life, do you usually kind of let them explore their own options, or do you like to give them a clear suggestion? Let's tackle that one next.
All right, so when my girls come for me for advice, I do. I'll listen to it, and then I'll give them sound advice. Most of the time, they're coming to me and they're asking me for advice, and so I normally am able to listen through it and provide them with some type of advice that will help them in that situation. But most importantly, like I really feel like just the way that my mind works right now is that I listen. I see things a little bit differently than other people do, and so I tend to disrupt the normal behavior or the normal mindset to have them thinking differently based off of like the questions I may ask, while I'm trying to give them the best sound advice.
Absolutely makes sense. So you're basically that friend who listens deeply, then offers some thoughtful advice that might shake up how they're thinking, which is awesome. All right, we're painting a pretty clear picture here. Let's hit the next one. So thinking about feedback you've gotten in the past that felt really true to you, was it about you being supportive or maybe decisive or creative? Just let me know what kind of feedback really resonated with you.
The most feedback that I received recently that really resonated was about me being supportive and seeing little things, and so it made me feel good because I've definitely gotten over the I don't want to say fear, but the barrier of not accepting compliments when I do things. I normally used to deflect it and be like, oh, somebody was like, oh, hey, you did a really good job. And I was like, you did a really good job too. But instead, definitely been taking in those compliments. So that feedback that I received, it was really about me being supportive and showing up for them in ways that other people didn't. Another feedback that I got was about a peer, and just for them to be comfortable enough to come to me and talk to me about that. That's, I felt also too, even though it wasn't feedback about me, for them to be able to have that level of trust to be able to come to me and do that also too felt like I was going, like I was doing something.
I love that. It sounds like you're really embracing that supportive and perceptive side of yourself. And that's definitely a core part of your leadership style. All right, let's just do one more question to kind of wrap it up. If you imagine your ideal leadership scenario, like your dream setup, what does it look like? Are you kind of navigating with a map in hand, letting others take turns at the wheel, or is there something else that feels like the perfect leadership scenario for you?
So for me, perfect leadership is me guiding. So we talk about driving. So me behind the wheel, but then I delegate and have someone that is my passenger, my right hand man. Then I have the pivotal pieces to help, to help the car move, to help the car ride fun and everything. So I have people that are people that are the SMEs in their respected areas, because I don't know everything. I don't know the ins and outs of everything. And so I lead from a place of, okay, yes, I have this title. However, we are all of a team. Everyone has a pivotal part in order for us to hit this goal. And here's how we're going to do it. I need you to do this, you to do this, you to do this. However, it really tackles on whatever their strengths are for them to help get to the goal.
That paints the picture perfectly. So you're definitely the kind of leader who's comfortable behind the wheel, but wants that whole car full of teammates who have their own roles. It's like you're the driver who knows you need a good navigator and a fun co-pilot, and I need the right people to make the road trip great. So there you have it. It sounds like your natural leadership style is really about listening, guiding with a supportive vibe, and making sure everyone's strengths shine.
Okay, so what would you say that type of leadership is?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'd say the style you're describing is kind of a blend of being a supportive, collaborative leader with a coaching touch. It's like you're a facilitative leader who really empowers your team. You're behind the wheel, but you're letting everyone play their part, and you're really valuing that input and those unique strengths. So it's definitely a kind of collaborative and empowering leadership style, and it's all about making sure everyone's strengths and voices are part of the journey.
Hey, thank you, A, for helping me doing that, because people are trying to sit there and say authoritative, that servant leader. They were trying to put me all into different type of styles, but this helped me get a very clear idea. Can you do me another fave and let me know what celebrity has this type of leadership style, or what historic figure has this type of leadership style that I have?
You got it. I'm glad we can narrow it down and get you feeling clear. Now, in terms of a well-known figure who leads kind of like you do, I say someone like Michelle Obama really fits the bill. She's known for that very supportive, collaborative leadership style, empowering people around her, and really focusing on everyone's strengths and voices. It's that kind of warm, inclusive leadership that makes people feel heard and part of the journey. So think of yourself a bit like that. It's definitely not the authoritarian type at all. It's more about bringing everyone along and making sure everyone shines. So there you go.
Hey, Michelle Obama, like it. Love it. I love it. All right, I appreciate it. You know what? This really gave me clarity on what type of leadership style is that I'm able to do. Actually, I have one more question for you. With my type of leadership style, what would be my strengths when it comes to leading my team? If you can give me examples of how I could utilize my natural strength as a leader when it comes to leading my team.
Absolutely, and I'm glad this is giving you that clarity. So thinking about your strengths in this kind of leadership style, a few things definitely stand out. First, your ability to listen deeply is a huge strength. That means your team is going to feel really heard and understood, which builds a lot of trust. You can use that by regularly having one-on-ones or just check-ins where you're really giving people space to share their ideas and concerns. Second, your collaborative approach is another big strength. That means you can really create a sense of ownership in your team. You can delegate roles based on people's strengths and let them know that their contributions really matter, which will make them feel even more engaged. And finally, your supportive nature is going to help you build a really positive team culture. You can do that by celebrating wins, no matter how small, and encouraging people to recognize each other's contributions. It really creates that environment where everyone feels valued and motivated. So just lean into those strengths, listening, collaborating, and supporting, and you have a team that feels like they're on the best kind of road trip with you at the wheel.
Got it. All right, I appreciate it. I appreciate this. This definitely helps me, especially being a first-time leader. It helps me get identity exactly as far as like what exactly my leadership style is. So I ain't got nothing else for you. I hope you have a good day.
Absolutely. I'm so glad this was helpful for you. It's awesome to see you step into your leadership style with that clarity. And hey, you got this. Just keep doing it your way. Have a fantastic day too.
All right. So that is how you use the voice mode to activate, but everything that we just talked about in here, it comes up in its written form when you go back to the regular ChatGPT. And so anything that you didn't necessarily grasp or anything like that,